You can, absolutely.
Oh, Mr. Quifke.
I'm off the clock. I'm not going to.
So you don't have to do that anymore, right?
Hi, guys.
Hi. Speaking of being off the clock, before we dive in to talking about Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, you once upon a time you were on the clock in this very building.
That is correct. I worked for WPIX in the mid-90s, and was one of my. I was just an administrative assistant, but I would open viewer mail. For WPIX, which was, it got that reaction. The clean things I can tell you, because there were some letters from prisoners, but we got frequent requests. Everybody wanted the Yule log on VHS so they could watch it year round.
Yes.
And people would often, and I took this personally, would yell at me about baseball players spitting in the dugout.
They would yell at you.
Because it's so unhygienic.
And I did everything I could. I got right on it.
You
Notice it doesn't happen anymore?
No,
That's because of me.
Never.
But yeah, it was fascinating. It was my first sort of brush with fame in that, like, oh, this is what the public is concerned with. Yule log and spitting.
And baseball players that spit.
Yeah.
I mean, not far from where we are now, but here we are. Here we are. So can we get into this fantastic show? Big Bang Theory spinoff. There's been talk about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
After leaving the show, did you ever think you'd be stepping back into this?
I really didn't. No, I was really surprised when they reached out to me last year. And said that they wanted more Kripke. And I was thrilled at the prospect, but very, very surprised. The nice thing is that even though it is a spin-off of this monstrous phenomenon, it is very much its own show. I mean, as you can kind of tell from the teaser there, it's a radically different take. It's got a big sci-fi edge. We are in a different universe every episode. So it's much more Doctor Who than Who's the Boss.
But Doctor Who's the Boss is a pitch.
That's a great. That is a phenomenal
instantly.
pitch. That's a great Tony Danza traversing universes. I'd be into that. Yeah.
I do like this because a lot of times when you see a spinoff, it feels like it's a cash grab. We're going to take them from Pasadena, stick them in Albuquerque, and call it a new show. This is a totally new show.
This is a totally new show with a VFX budget, and I had fight choreography for the first time in my career, 20 years after where it would have been good for this body to be doing fights, but still, it was interesting because we got to do action and green screen and sci-fi stuff, and then the VFX people got to do sort of comedy special effects, and so everyone's out of their comfort zone in a really exciting way.
That's cool.
So fantastic. Don't sleep on Albuquerque or Boise, Idaho.
It's a great town.
It's a great town.
Great this time of year. Yeah. All these years playing a quantum physicist, have you actually picked up any of these types of science?
Oh, that's a good question. No.
Nor do I want to.
Terrible science student. I never took physics because I kept failing chemistry. It's embarrassing to admit that, but that's just not how my head works. We had a great science advisor on set for the old show, a guy named David Salzberg of UCLA's physics department, and he would explain things to me if I needed, like, I want to understand this joke better, so can you explain to me the science behind it? And he would explain it to me, and I would have it until tape night, and I would deliver it, and I would understand Einstein's dark matter, and then whoosh.
And then gone.
The next morning, it was just flowers for Algernon right out of my head, and never to come back. And it was, I just don't have the head for that. I was an English major, and I remain an English major, because physics is not my thing.
You grew up in Manhattan. You grew up in Hell's Kitchen.
I grew up across town,
Before it became the neighborhood that it is today. Do you go back? Is it, like, are you one of those people you go back and you see all the storefronts are different, the businesses are different, and you're like, wow. I do exactly that.
I was just, I'm staying in Hell's Kitchen right now, and there are some places that have remained since the 70s. It's remarkable. I don't know how much I can legally plug, but there are a couple of bars and a couple of Greek bakeries that are exactly where they were 50 years ago. And then there's a couple places that are crazy. What's really nuts about it is how it's gotten even nicer as you go west. Because there was a time on 11th Avenue where like it wasn't even dangerous, it was just desolate. It just looked like, you know, post-apocalyptic wasteland. There was nothing there at all. And now there's restaurants with cloth napkins.
On 11th Avenue.
On 11th Avenue. Can you imagine?
No.
I can't. Flowers for Algernon. I'm still on
That's
that.
a good
That was a great call.
We
I'm
went
an
from
English-
Who's the Boss to Flowers for Algernon. That shows you the breadth.
I'm taking you guys on a journey today.
I know.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you actually did move to Los Angeles.
I did, yeah.
You've lived there for quite a while.
Yeah.
What is the most New York thing that you still hold on to while living in the City of Angels? You walk everywhere. No, even on the freeway.
I do not walk everywhere. I have replaced all of my subway stops with freeway exits. It's a bummer. You know what? And this takes bravery and courage and perseverance. I continue to root for the New York Mets.
Oh. This year especially.
This year especially has been challenging. They are doing slightly better than I am in the major leagues. It is a very rough season. We've been here before. I would root for another team from New York if I didn't have the fortitude. But no, the Mets are my team. I'm a Queens native, even though I grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and they're hilarious, though. How can you not love the Mets? You know, the Mets hold a record. Do you know this? The Mets hold a record for blowing a playoff berth faster than anyone else in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah,
that is their record.
You're aware that Marcel Castro is the PA announcer for the Mets at
So you're
Citi Field.
speaking my language,
Yeah.
Oh
sir.
wow! I don't
No
think I
one
realized
knows your
that.
pain more than Miss
You're
Castro.
saying this, and the blood is swimming in the opposite direction because
It's challenging this year, among others.
It's the
But
most
at the same
Metsy
time,
thing of the Mets.
It's they're Metsing so hard. They're Metsing harder than ever. But remember 2024, the Rocky season, where
so
they got off to that like
fun.
crazy, terrible start, and there's like 3 people showing up to the games, and then they made the playoffs, and
that was the year of Grimace, and that was the year
of Grimace.
And we had an infielder who was also a pop star.
Who had a pop
I'm
hit.
going to thank John Ross Bowie and let these two talk Mets for a while. Thank you so much for being
This is the year.
with us. The new series is called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. It premieres July 23rd on HBO Max. It looks great.
Amazing.